everyone, today you catch me driving this beautiful car, a grey Audi S4. In fact, it's almost brand new. I'm very lucky. Chris, one of my subscribers, has lent me his new car and let me drive it. And I've also been driving this other S4, this one here, this midnight blue S4, which one of my colleagues at work has been lending me this week. So, and on top of that, I've had a drive in an A3, which I'm hoping to get a review done on shortly as well. So it's been a bit of a Audi week for me, which is fine. I love Audis, so I've been enjoying getting to know these cars. And the interesting thing about the A3 is, of course, it introduces all the new Audi MMI, which is a really nice interface. Anyway, back to the S4. So this review is kind of a combination of those two S4s, the blue one and this grey one that I'm driving right now. And I'm hoping that I'll get a bit of detail to fill in from the screw up that I made of that RS5 review that I did recently. Anyway, why do I like the S4? Well, you know, there's a lot to like about these cars. They are real wolves in sheep's clothing, if you ask me. You know, most people have no idea of the performance potential of an S4. Not only in their stock form, but if you've seen that Chris Harris video where he takes his S4 and does the chip upgrade and gets his car producing probably close to 400 horsepower. These cars have got a lot of hidden potential as well. But even in their stock form, they're a very potent car. I guess the Audi that I probably think about the most when I'm driving this S4 is a much older B8.5 Audi that I had back in the year 2000. It was actually only an A4. I couldn't afford an S4 back then. And even then, you know, in New Zealand, I was back in New Zealand at that time. New Zealand Audis are a lot more expensive. It cost me about $60,000 US for an A4 back there, whereas here in the US, an A4 these days is between $40,000 and $45,000. These S4s are in the $50,000 range, I guess. And so they compete directly with the BMW 335i, which I'll also be doing a review on soon, and I've driven a few of recently. And you know, the BMW 335i is more similar than dissimilar to this car. You know, very similar torque, very similar horsepower, very similar price range. Where they differ, of course, is you know, the Audi is a four-wheel drive. The Audi is a little more, I think it's a little easier to drive, but it's less sporting orientated. You know, the BMW, you can hear the sound of the engine, you can feel the road through the steering wheel a little more. It's a little more driver focused, whereas what I like about the Audi is it's a lot nicer inside. You know, the materials they use inside these Audis and the layout is far superior to the interiors of the BMWs, in my opinion. You know, everyone has their own tastes, and some people will think the BMW is nicer inside, but for my money, I prefer the interiors of the Audis. It's softer touch materials, higher quality leather. The leather in the Audi compared to the 335 is far superior, and both the S4s I've driven have been very nice color schemes inside. Very nice cars. This one's black with white deviated stitching. The other one, as you can see, is a two-tone color, which looked great. And the other thing I say about the inside of the Audis is how great they look inside at night. You know, even my brand new M4, it's a shambles inside at night. You know, it's like a 3-year-old has decorated a Christmas tree. You know, when you get a little kid decorating, they put a bit of tinsel here, a bit of colour there, a fairy over here. It just looks like a wreck. And that is how I would describe my M4 at night. It's got a bit of orange lighting here, a bit of blue lighting here, a bit of red lighting over here, a bit of white lighting over here. It's just, they have just thrown different colours around it. I don't know who did the design, the interior design of my M4, but they didn't get the lighting correct. It looks like a shambles. Whereas here in these Audis, beautiful. They're all either the Audi red or the white, and they really do a wonderful job of making sure that it all looks consistent. It's all the same tone of colors, and it really looks very professional inside these cars. I think Audi, you know, match Porsche when it comes to quality of materials and look and feel inside their cars are better than any other cars on the market in my opinion. So anyway, what are we going to do with this car? I'm going to take you for a walk around the interior. The interior is nice. You know, this car was released, this model, the B8 model of the Audi S4 was released back in 2009, so it's coming to the end of its run. You know, Audi are pretty regular in updating every 7 years, so this car's probably got another year of life in it before they update it, and the interior will probably look a lot like the new A3, which is more upmarket again, better interface and so forth. But I'll take you through the current one. Even though, you know, we're talking about a model that's been on the market for 6 years, it still looks great. It still looks better than the current model BMW, if you ask me. We'll have a quick look at the engine, and then I'll take it for a bit of a performance drive down the road, and you can hear what I'm talking about. You can see what I'm talking about in the way of performance. And, you know, one of my gripes about this car is that it's a high performance car and you're paying a lot of money for it, but you don't get to feel, you know, it's such an easy car to drive. You can drive fast, but you don't feel that you're going fast. You don't really hear the engine. You don't really get any feel back. I guess your sensations are not being bombarded as much as I would like. And, you know, that's the way some people like it. So for me, I would like to get a bit more driver feedback, but, you know, it's still a very, very nice, very smooth and incredibly fast car with a lot of potential locked away in it. So yeah, I'll pull over shortly and we'll do a quick look around inside, and then we'll take it for a high-speed spin. So yeah, thanks for watching, everybody. If you've got any questions, leave them in the comments below and I'll try and answer them. Sometimes when people leave comments and I don't answer, it's because stupid YouTube doesn't have a reply button on it. I can't answer it. So if you think, why didn't Nick answer my question? Sometimes that's the case. Sometimes it takes a while for YouTube to get a reply button on there for some reason. But yeah, I try and answer as many questions as I can. Anyway, on with the Audi S4 review. Thanks for watching. Okay, let's start with a quick walk around both the what I believe is the Daytona Grey and the other car I've been driving, the Midnight Blue. You know, the shape of the car is very similar to the standard A4, but there's a lot of clues to let you know that it's an S4 aside from the badges. There's the bigger spoiler on the back, the 4 tailpipes, the runners around the bottom lower edge of the doors, the silver rear view mirrors, and changes obviously to the wheels and the lights at the front. The blue car has a non-standard grille on it. My friends Michelle and Ron have put an RS4 grille on the front to give it a bit more of an aggressive look as well, which I think looks nice. Okay, let's have a quick poke around in the engine bay. As like any modern engine bay, there's not much to be done here apart from fluids over here. This engine bay looks very similar to the RS5 engine bay, except of course it's a V6. It's a V6, but it's a V6 that is supercharged. If you want to see the supercharger, it's actually under this little rubber flap here, which you can gently lift off, and there it is there. There's the supercharger belt running on there. And back there is also 2 intercoolers hidden in there somewhere as well. Certainly a nice engine with plenty of performance potential that can be unlocked from them as well. I wanted to have Tui help review the S4, but she doesn't know how to drive stick, unfortunately. So she's just going to lie there instead. Okay, let's take a look around the inside of the car. As I mentioned several times already, I really like the interiors of the Audis. You know, there's nothing too flashy, it's very functional, it's all nice soft touch materials everywhere, but I guess what I like the most about it is they get the colors and they get the look and feel right. That is, what I mean by colors is, regardless of what leather colors you pick, the dash tiles are red and white, The buttons are all red and white. It's all consistent throughout the car, and at night this car is a beautiful place to be. All of these buttons light up white, and the MMI information system is color coded depending on what you're in, but most of it is all red and white. You know, it's a beautiful place to be. They really do a great job. You know, my M4 is a lot more cluttered and a lot more, you know, it's just different colors and different fonts, whereas this is all nice and consistent. The S4 of course features the flat bottom steering wheel. The steering in this car is very, very light. It can be adjusted with the drive select, I believe, and you can press that button and you can get the different modes in here, or you can press the car button and you'll get the modes here, and you can adjust it from here. And individual allows you to adjust, I believe, stuff. Set individual. If I press that button, you can go in and set it as you please. But we'll leave it on dynamic for now, so at least we get a little bit more engine sound and a little bit harder steering and so forth. But yeah, this is similar to the RS5 system, where you can set up the throttle response, the steering response, the suspension, all from this easy to use system. I know a lot of people leave it on comfort. That gives it the softest possible suspension, but we'll try and do some sporty driving today in dynamic. I'll pop it back on the nav. Otherwise, yeah, the interior is pretty much to my liking, and I'll be very curious to see what the new A4 S4 interior is when they bring it out in the next year or so. You know, every time Audi have brought out a new interior for the last 15 years, it has been, I believe, class leading. You know, they do a beautiful job of their interiors. This particular car has black leather with the white deviated stitching. We all know how much Nick likes white deviated stitching. It's got the dark headroom. It's got a sunroof, of course, this car. But yeah, it's a nice place to be. I certainly love the interior of the Audis, that's for sure. One of the other things Audi likes to do is they like to give you a wide range of choices how to get your media. So you can have your iPod plugged in there, and you can also have, they give you little SD card slots as well if you want to put your music collection in there that way. The other thing that Audi likes to do is, you know, BMW has a wider screen, and they split that screen. In the Audis, they have a bit like the Porsches, where they split. They have one screen here, and they have another screen on the dash, and the dash is a multifunction screen that, you know, if you're looking at your music or something on here, it'll show your navigation or your phone here, so that you can have two bits of information running or facing you at any given time. So yeah, we'll do a bit of a speed run here. I'll get onto the highway and open her up, and you can hear, hopefully you can hear some of the engine sound. I guess that's the hard thing about this car, is that while it makes a nice sound, a nice roar, you don't get to hear a lot of it here in the cabin, even with it set to dynamic mode. So here we go. Open her up. Sure goes though, man. Compared to my M4, it doesn't have as much torque, or obviously as much horsepower, but I guess the way it delivers the power is nice. It's a nice, smooth, easy car to drive. You don't get as much feedback in the steering as well, but you know, I guess this is a performance luxury car, so it's more geared to people that want to relax and drive, but still have a bit of power every now and then. Sneak around this car here. Yeah, it's a beautiful car to drive, that's for sure. There we go. Get off here. Go around this. But let's face it, who cares how these cars perform? What we're really here to find out is how many gorillas fit in the trunk. And this car has a full set of golf clubs in the back and still can fit at least one gorilla in the trunk. Not that we condone travelling with gorillas in the trunk, they're more of a backseat passenger. Thanks for watching.